Wisconsin Badgers everywhere. Old Scary Alvarez is here. I got some good news for you. Couldn't leave football on the shelf for this one. And let's have a happy, upbeat, optimistic few minutes together. In the 30s, during the Great Depression, they called these fireside chats when that cat FDR was giving them to the country, get them through tough times. Well, this is a Scary Alvarez skull session on the Scary Alvarez podcast. We're going to talk Badger basketball, Wisconsin men's basketball. The season will be kicking into gear not too far in the future here. We got practice has begun, about a week of practice in now. And I want to tell you where I am in early October on the potential fortunes of the 24-25 Wisconsin men's basketball team. Anyone that has any sort of brain capacity remembers it was a real rough ending to the 23-24 season. After a super impressive Big Ten tournament win over Purdue, who ended up playing the championship game of the NCAA tournament 3 weeks later, Wisconsin laid what I would consider one of the top 5 eggs of all time against JMU in the tournament. They honestly look like a JV team, which is shocking to me. I really thought they'd be ready for that one, and so it wasn't so great. It was a rough end of the year. Then fast forward, Esiason gone, Storr gone. Most shockingly of all, Chucky Hepburn taking his talents to Louisville, and Gus Bus gone. I mean, it was just a real rough time to be rational about the future of Greg Gard's Wisconsin Badger basketball program. Some of us, I must say, held it together better than others. Not going to name names, but old Scary was, having his concerns. But I definitely knew that there was a silver lining potentially. And as I famously said, or at least famous in my own mind, you can't evaluate this offseason until the transfer portal closes. And alas, Xavier Amos, Tanji, got a point guard, got three real solid, potentially starting, although I think probably Tanji will come off the bench, pieces on this team at 3 premium positions. Got a bunch of guys coming back. Bunch of guys. Klesman, Johnny Blackwell, Big Steve. You got kids who are gonna evolve and get better the older they get. Got that coming. Nolan Winters is a good example of that one. I expect big things from Winter. They're talking he could be playing some 4 too. Some 4 and some 5. Could have Big Steve and Winter on the court at the same time, which would be great to see. Daniel Freitag. Yeah. Guy's going to get a lot of playing time. So there's some other guys too. I mean, I don't want to leave them out, but Johnny Blackwell. But like this team has shooting in the way that the team didn't have shooting last year. This team has floor spacing in a way that the team did not have floor spacing last year. Is the upside of this team absent, a premium scorer like A.J. Storr or distributor like Chucky Hepburn? I mean, Hunter is good with the ball in his hands. Hunter's going to get a lot of PT. He's a really solid point guard with a really high floor. But there's some differences between his game and Chucky. That's okay. But how is this team going to look? I am very excited personally to see the potential that this squad has. A lot of upperclassmen, good mix of ages, good solid freshman class. Robinson, I did mention him earlier. I mean, he's the kind of guy, as he says, he can play 3 positions. That's a good thing for a freshman. It remains to be seen what his role will be, but that's a player. Real hustle guy, grit guy. So, real quick, I want this to be a super long one, but I'm going to tell you, I think this Wisconsin Badger basketball team has a very high floor. By high floor, I mean this is an NCAA tournament team. I feel very confident. We just found out that they are the media, I believe, the preseason Big Ten poll has them tied for 12th in the conference with Nebraska. 12th. I cannot remember a year where Wisconsin was picked 12th. Yes, I understand the Big Ten has expanded. But even considering the 4 new teams, 12 is ridiculously low. And they're getting no respect. And in the past, I believe a lot of the good seasons, I'm not talking Decker and Kaminsky, but a lot of the good seasons that Wisconsin has made some noise in, they have been disrespected, although not quite this much, in early season polls, early season things. So this is not a 12th place Big Ten team. They stay healthy. Things gel even marginally with the new guys. I really think this team has a high floor. Is it a Big Ten champion team? Who knows? It's not my expectation. But it is an NCAA tournament team. And it's that kind of team where if it gels the way you hope it will gel, and you get the wing scoring, you get the shooting, you keep the team healthy, you got some dudes up front that can do some stuff, you play some sound, solid defense, it's going to be a better defensive team than last year's. I can tell you that the simple fact that AJ Storr is gone is all I need to know there. It's going to be a little more of the guard ball we've been used to, but it's going to be a significantly better offensive team than 22-23, which was just absolutely paint-dryingly boring to watch. So I think it's kind of got the best of both worlds, a little bit better, maybe more than a little bit better defensive team than last year, and a better offensive team than 2 years ago. And you put those puzzle pieces together, I think that Wisconsin is looking at the potential for a very successful season. And, we all know success will mean success in March. And that is the most impossible thing to predict, the hardest thing to predict. But based on what I know about this team and its coach and the way things can come together in the Big Ten, there's not 10 top 20 teams in the Big Ten this year. There's a lot of solid teams. This could be a reasonably high-seeded team. And yeah, maybe this is the year they get it done and get to the Sweet 16. Wouldn't shock me. Would not shock me. And if you're forcing me to make a call in early October, I'm saying this is going to be a top 5 or 6 Big Ten team out of 18, far exceeding their expectations in the preseason polls. A NCAA lock. No one has them in their field. And a team that has the potential to be a Sweet 16 team. Can't say anything more than that until we see how it shakes out. But this is a early season or preseason optimistic. Scary Alvarez thinks this team that Greg Gard's putting on the floor this year is going to be a real solid team, high floor, potentially high ceiling, fun to watch, going to be winning some tight games, but it's going to be a fun team. Anyway, that's where I am. Good news. Be optimistic. Be happy, Badger fans. I think you got a basketball team that might be worth looking at this year. Scary Alvarez out.